prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time, I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Friday is finally here. Pop off Friday. I got so much stuff to complain about. Breaking news, if you haven't heard, Mr. Jones, who was on trial for the murder of Kendall Corder, the Milwaukee police officer, and the attempted homicide of his partner, along with possession of a short-barrel shotgun and recklessly endangering safety. He was found guilty on all 4 counts. So that broke during the Tory Lowe show. All 4 counts, he was found guilty in Milwaukee County Court. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, and we'll go from there. But let me, you know, I'm still stuck on the team thing. Let me see if I understand. Let's see if I understand. Every time we have another team takeover, another mall shut down, a downtown flooded, and other night when businesses close early and families head home, we hear the same response from well-meaning voices, community leaders. The teams just need something to do. I complained about this the other day. Now, that sounds compassionate, it sounds reasonable, it even sounds responsible, but it's wrong. I say it's wrong. And it's not a little wrong, it's fundamentally wrong. Because what we're witnessing is not a shortage of activities. It's a shortage of accountability by the teams and by the parents. So let me say it again, because too many people want to dance around it. This is not an activity problem. It's an accountability problem. We live in a time where teenagers have access to everything they want to do than any other generation in history. They got phones, they got apps, they got streaming, they got games, they got sports leagues, they got rec centers, after school, CLC, they got mentorship initiatives, 100 Black Men, they got social media platforms, all of them, and an entire digital world at their fingertips so that if they wanted to get virtual reality, they could do that too. But yeah, here we are. You got crowds forming, not around purpose, but chaos. You got gatherings not rooted in a community, but in disruption. I said it before, movement with no direction. So this question they kept asking the other day, and I've said all this before, do teens have something to do? The real question is, why are they choosing that? Of all the things you have to do, why are you choosing a takeover? And again, that's where it gets uncomfortable, because if we're honest, we don't really want to look at a real problem. We don't want a real problem, because a real problem and the real answer lies in the space we've neglected and the expectations we stopped enforcing. We created a culture in America with Black teens where supervision is optional, discipline is negotiable, and consequences are controversial. Oh my God, you mean they have to pay for what they did? Yes. And then we act surprised. Oh my God. When they get in public and all that structure that you didn't give them isn't there. You cannot raise a child without boundaries and then expect them to respect boundaries in the street. You can't. You cannot avoid saying no and then expect them to understand limits outside of no. And you definitely can't outsource parenting to programs and policies and esports and public spaces and expect the space to actually be safe. Meanwhile, let's talk about safe. Let's talk about safe spaces for teens. It sounds right, sounds good. But the problem is the space is only as safe as the behavior inside of it. If you go into public and it's not safe for the citizens of Milwaukee, their behavior is making it not safe. I know people that were coming to Milwaukee and they're literally scared to come to Milwaukee. We're talking Black people. And you could build a youth center, you could build a gym, you could create events and programs and initiatives and all that stuff, mentoring and everything. But if teens entering that space bring with them a lack of respect, a lack of discipline, a lack of accountability, you have not created a safe space. Teens going to take over that space. You just relocated the problem. And that's what we keep doing. We keep trying to engineer an environment thinking that if they're just in a certain place, they'll act a certain way instead of shaping their behavior. We have to keep trying to design solutions that avoid hard truth. Not every problem can be solved with a program. Some problems have to be solved with parenting. Now, I know it's not popular because now we're calling out parents, telling them they're not doing a good job, and they're not. Some of them are not. But holding a system accountable, holding history accountable is easier than holding individuals accountable. And blaming a lack of resources is easier than really just addressing a lack of responsibility. But leadership requires honesty, and, well, seems to be lacking both of that. But the honesty is this. The teen takeover didn't start at the mall. I know. It didn't start at the mall. It started with who is or isn't paying attention. It started with what is or isn't being enforced. It starts with what is or isn't. Y'all ready, Milwaukee? What's being tolerated? So if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you want to change what's happening in the streets, then you have to change what happens before they make it to the street. What does that mean? That means curfew matters. Check-ins with parents and family members matter. Knowing who your children's friends are matter. Knowing where they are, but more importantly, why they are where they are, matters. It's not about being harsh. It's just about being present. Absence creates space, and that space is going to be filled. If it's not filled with guidance, we found from social media, it's going to be filled with influence. If it's not filled with structure, which we don't have, you'll get a teen takeover and it'll be filled with chaos. Our teens are being shaped by the crowds they hang out with. That's the real issue. We've confused access with guidance. We've confused activity with purpose. I said it before. And we confuse presence in a place with direction in life. Just because you go to the program doesn't mean you're going to get anything out of the program. And until we fix that, we're going to have the same conversation over and over after every incident all summer long. What's today's date? April 3rd? April 12th, 2026, I will have lived in the city of Milwaukee for 33 years. The same problem or something similar happens every time spring break occurs. Now, in my experience, that's 33 times. What say you? Another headline, another panel discussion, another group discussion like I had the other night, another call for more programs, and ignoring the one place that matters most. And here it is. You cannot out-program a lack of parenting. If you're disruptive with your parent, you're going to be disruptive in the program. You can't out-fund a lack of discipline. You can throw as much money as you want to public education, but if the kid isn't learning and the kid's not there, it doesn't matter. You can't out-organize a lack of responsibility. So when people say we just need to get a teen something to do, I hear something different. I hear I really don't want to address the real issue. And I said it before and I said it again. Direction beats distraction every time. Purpose beats activity every time. Structure beats space every single time. And if a teen doesn't have direction, they'll find distraction. If they don't have purpose, they'll create problems. And if they don't have structure, they'll test the limits. We all do. And that's not new. That's human nature. The difference now is we just stop correcting it early. We don't discipline our kids. We don't talk to our kids. We don't tell them. Or we go so far overboard by using profanity towards our kids that they tune out. We stop correcting it correctly. And so they show up loud and boisterous and mean. And they do it publicly. They do it collectively. And just like the park the other day when shots were fired, they do it dangerously. And then what do? We scramble. Oh, my God, we got to respond to the symptom instead of addressing the source. But I'm not interested in symptoms. I'm interested in solutions. And the solution starts where it always has and always will. Let me say this publicly. The solution is not in a program. The solution is not in a policy. The solution is not a press conference. And here's the part that may hurt. Finding teens something to do. You ready? Here's my example, my analogy. Finding teens something to do is like stapling jelly. They have to realize the proper name for the ultimate team space. Home.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. Truth Nation, it's that time again for the Tory Low Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we come together to clean up the city of Milwaukee. Be part of making a difference in our community. The Tory Low Community Cleanup, Saturday, April 18th, 8 to noon. Sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, Waste Management, and presented by the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, your clean water partner, serving Greater Milwaukee for 100 years.
Need a quick, delicious way to fuel your day? Try one of our new protein power plays from Cousin Subs. Power ham, power turkey, power club, power tuna. 4 craveable 5-inch subs on freshly baked Italian bread. Packed with protein, up to 33 grams. All for just $7.99 for a limited time. It's the flavor you love with the fuel you need. Grab a protein power play in store, online, or on the Cousin Subs app today. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries. And dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
As the White House threatens to take over state elections, restrict abortion nationwide, and take away our health care, the Wisconsin Supreme Court is the last line of defense for our rights. That's why the Supreme Court election on April 7th is so critical. The ACLU does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to make an informed decision. When it comes to abortion rights, Maria Lazar supported overturning Roe v. Wade and is endorsed by groups that want to ban abortion. Chris Taylor voted against abortion bans and defended abortion rights while working with Planned Parenthood. And on the issue of voting rights in Wisconsin, Maria Lazar defended efforts to rig elections for one political party through extreme gerrymandering of congressional and legislative districts. Chris Taylor opposes rigging the system with extreme partisan gerrymandering. On April 7th, stand up for our rights. Paid for by American Civil Liberties Union, Incorporated.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah! Just give me some more. Just give me some more. Just give me some more. Just give me some more.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Pop-Up Friday is in full effect. 16 minutes after the hour, 43 degrees. The high today was 59. Right now it feels like 37 because the winds are from the northeast at about 12 miles an hour. And tonight the low is 36 degrees. Let me check my talk and text line. Let me check my YouTube chat, see what's going on. See what's going on. Who's up in here? Let me take attendance. SC, what's going on? How are you? Quanda's here. Willie, hey. Sincere, Orane Ray Real is here. Hey, what's up, Lucretia? You here early? Hey, what's up, that one guy? That one guy said, oh boy, I'm about to donate plasma. I'm happy I brought my earbuds so I can listen to Dr. Kim. That's scary. Babar said we need parents to take over. Then he said, I'm gonna try to do that, stapling jelly. Go try it. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Hey, what's up, Crystal? What's going on? So, we want a solution to all this stuff, but I think we kind of need to be careful what we ask for. We need to kind of be careful what we ask for. There's a story in JS Online that said teen takeovers concern community leaders show need for kid spaces. Huh? That was a catalyst for today. Wait, what? A chaotic scene you saw on TV unfolded at Bayshore Mall Sunday, the 29th. Dozens of kids screaming and yelling and punching and shoving, and social media videos showed them getting into physical fights. Remember downtown, they pistol whipped somebody. Kids are encouraged on social media to submit the videos. Moody Park, next day, shots fired. 14 people in jail between 12 and 19 are on referred charges of disorderly conduct, battery, resisting an officer. Police said in Milwaukee that they arrested a 17-year-old girl and continue to seek an unknown shooter in Moody Park. There were no injuries reported. Teen takeovers. What are those? Large groups of teens, public spaces. It's not a new concept. Like I said, 33 years I've been here, some form or another. They used to go to the $5 Tuesdays at Marcus Cinema, do the same thing. Spring break. Spring break. They talked to Tory Lowe in this story. They talked to Vaughn Mays. This is happening nationwide. Nationwide. Indianapolis, nationwide. They won't let a Castleton Mall take over. That's in Indiana. Both Milwaukee and other cities, word of the planned takeover spread to teens through social media. AI images of people laughing and having fun. Think about that. Think about that. All the accounts seem like they're designed to bolster someone's status, likely using each account to create the appearance of followers, when in fact there aren't any. Now, we can put 4 astronauts on Artemis 2 and talk to them, literally talk to them from space as they're heading to the moon. But we can't find out who posted something on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. I don't see that. And so we're asking, hey, we wanna put, we need a space. They need a space. They need a space. Well, but first you got to clean it up. You better be careful what you ask for. How do we get peace this summer? 833-212-1017 is the number. How do we get peace in Milwaukee this summer? Because if you think just 5 days of spring break, that we still got tomorrow and Sunday, what's the solution? How do we get peace in Milwaukee this summer? This will be my 33rd summer here. 33 years, there's always drama. There's always shootings. I think at one time a year, we had a shooting almost every day or every other day or every couple days. And then every couple of days, it was multiple shootings. So they kind of made up for it. Let me see. What's the highest homicide total for the city of Milwaukee? See, it only tells me this. What was the highest one ever? That's what I'm trying to find. What was the highest homicide rate that we had? It was 200 and something. I think the record was set in 1991. I'm sorry. On October 26th, when is this story out? In 2020. Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office said homicide numbers exceeded the all-time record of 174. 174 people. Takeovers increase that because there are more people there. You're going to end up having a spree homicide. Somebody's just going to go and indiscriminately shoot. Kill people. 833-212-1017 is the number. You can hit me on the YouTube chat, the talk and text line. How do we get peace in Milwaukee this summer? Here's how they're going to do it. But be careful what you ask for. You're going to get the police out there. Evers, no matter how much he talks, is never going to send the National Guard because the mayor's not going to ask for it because he's scared and wants to get reelected. When they start running into the municipalities, the county executive's not going to ask for it because they want to get elected and reelected. And the governor's not going to do it. And he's not even running for reelection. He's going to let you fend for yourself. I guarantee you, had somebody white got hurt at Glendale, the National Guard would already be here. But instead, we're going to get police, we're going to get tickets, we're going to get teens arrested, we're going to get parents arrested. But what's the solution? How are we going to keep peace so we don't have to do that? I don't know. Somebody said, how many teens have died since these takeovers? I don't know. Probably none. But I don't understand how that's germane to the argument. I don't understand. Like, why does that matter? I don't understand why that matters. You're going to say because nobody died, then it's not dangerous, or what? I don't understand. And I'll even sit here and wait for an answer. Because I want to know. I'll sit here and wait for an answer. This is probably the first week that I've ever done a pop-off Friday and I didn't talk about MPS. Think about that. I didn't complain about MPS. I'm complaining about us. I don't know. But again, my question is, because you said just asking, the question of how many teens have died since these takeovers, I don't know if that matters. I don't know if that's germane. If we didn't have the takeover, we wouldn't have that question to ask. But we still got summer to deal with. And I'm going to tell you, maybe I don't want to be around here during the summer. Maybe I need to find somewhere else to go. Even though it'll be nice and warm and Summerfest and all those things. Crystal said on the YouTube chat, it is out of most people's control. The only people who can do something about it are the parents who have agency over the kids. That's true. That's true. I don't understand. That means this summer, when your kid acts up, we arrest the parent. Then your house gonna really be in turmoil because there'll be no adults there. If there's only one parent. If there's two, there's hope. If there's a family member, there's hope. But that's the only solution we have. Lock the parents up. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to see black men and women sitting in jail and their kids being detained because they're not a parent in the house or a relative to take care of them because they were acting a fool? Babar said, do we have enough room in jail to arrest parents? Yes, we do. We got the city, we got the suburbs, we got the, whatever the ridiculous name they renamed the county jail. Stupidity in my part. We have softened everything to the point where nothing gets through. Oh, there's enough jails. We'll spread them around the county. We'll spread them around the state of Wisconsin if we have to. But it's got to change. And it's going to. Oh, believe me. If there's anything I know about Jeffrey Norman, chief of police of the city of Milwaukee, he's going to make it happen. And you're not going to be able to complain. There are black males, black females men and women of all races and ages on your executive command staff with the Milwaukee Police Department. So when you start saying people are racist, nah. The people that made the decision to do what they're doing, executive command staff. And they will do it. They're talking nice now. Captain Teal, he's talking nice now. Till it jump off, and they're going to lock him up. And they're going to jail. And then we'll go, oh, it's quiet, we won. Nah, I don't know. Be careful what you ask for. Remember the powerful words from a great female philosopher from the movie White Man Can't Jump? My girl, Rosie Perez. You know what she said? She said, sometimes when you win, you really lose. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Eastbound 94 backing up just a bit from 70th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange to 35th. On the westbound side, you got some slowdowns coming out of the Stadium Interchange past Hawley Road. Northbound 41's heavy from Mayfair up to Burleigh, and then 894 eastbound still heavy out of the Hale Interchange all the way past Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, showers and storms, mostly cloudy skies too with a low of 37. Tomorrow morning rain showers likely with a high of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 101.7 The Truth.
At Versity on King, we believe taking care of our community starts right here, together. Every day, neighbors step up to donate blood, helping save lives in Milwaukee and beyond. But Versity on King is more than a donor center. It's a place for health education, community connection, and support, especially for families facing conditions like sickle cell disease. When you donate blood, you're not just giving. You're showing up for your community. Visit versity.org/VersityOnKing to learn more or schedule your donation today. Versity on King, rooted in community, powered by hope.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7. The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. Just 6 games left for the Milwaukee Bucks in the regular season. Tonight they host the Boston Celtics after losing to the Rockets in Houston Wednesday, 119-113. Tip-off is at 7. You can hear coverage of the game starting at 6:30 on our sister station, 94.5 ESPN. The Brewers are off to a 5-1 start of the season. Bryce Terang says it was certainly a successful homestand.
We showed every style of game with the homers, the stolen bases, the walks, hit by pitches. When we play like that, it's going to be really hard to beat us.
Terang also touched on the crew creating havoc while taking 15 bases during the hot start.
The thought of us running or stealing a base or taking an extra base can maybe cause a little rushed or a little confusion or anything. So
they now travel to Kansas City to face the Royals this weekend. First pitch is tonight at 6:45. I'm Xavier Spencer, and this is the True Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Pop Out Friday. 833-212-1017 is the number. 35 minutes after the hour. Breaking news, second U.S. Air Force combat aircraft went down in the Middle East, reports say. That's from WISN 12. So we'll be keeping track of that. We've got one pilot down. They're looking for another pilot. They've rescued one. They're taking pot shots at the rescue. Like, can you imagine being in the military and your job is to go rescue people who got shot down behind enemy lines, knowing that when you go, you'll get shot at? So just thought I'd throw that out there. 833-212-1017 is the number. Will said it doesn't matter who's dying from these takeovers. When it's spread globally, someone will have an answer that no one will like. And what is that? What is that? Cindy said parents should be allowed more control over how they raise the children, review spanking, etc. What do you mean? Like, you don't think parents can spank their children as long as it's reasonable and you don't leave any lasting marks? You spank them, you don't leave like weps and raised, wep marks and all that stuff, permanent marks. As long as you don't do that, you can spank your child. It has to be reasonable. You can't beat them, and you can't abuse them. Okay? All right. That's what statute says. Unless they changed it. Last time I checked, they didn't change it. So understand that. B said, did anyone post about the Bayshore on social media that stated most of the kids were well-mannered? Well, that was a dumb post, wasn't it? But watch this. Most of the kids were well-mannered. They only show the ones acting a fool. They never show the ones that are well-mannered. They don't. They don't. I see you, Cindy. They don't. I'm not going to show kids that are black kids that are graduating from all these colleges and valedictorians. If they can get a UW Madison or a UW school, they get tuition free. If you're the valedictorian of a high school in Wisconsin, you go to college for free. That's what I heard. I should probably follow up and look into that. Think about that. All those kids graduate. We pay attention to the 40-some-odd% that don't go to school, don't graduate, aren't keeping up, and they need help, and we should help them. But instead, we look at them, we don't pay attention to the kids who go to school every day, do their homework. We dismiss private school altogether and parochial religious school. When was the last time you heard a problem like this at a Lutheran school or at a Catholic school or at a Christian school or at a Muslim school? You haven't. Because their parents care. The state says you shouldn't be able to pay money from public dollars, which is your tax dollar, to a private school, because you're taking money from public schools who are not doing their job. Yeah. Crystal said if parents are raising their kids right, they won't need to be hit. I disagree, but okay. And it's not hitting, it's spanking. There's a difference. And you can disagree with it, that's fine. No one's going to change my mind, ever. And that's it. Ever. Ever. Resort said, do you think that this disorder is from a lack of patriotism? LOL. No. Because it's happening all over the world. No, it's not a result of patriotism. Patriotism has nothing to do with it. Patriotism has absolutely nothing to do with it. I sit and listen to Republicans pontificate about why people do things and why it's a lack of this. They have no freaking clue. Most of them grew up tough, and they struggled, and they made it, and they made something of themselves, and they're making anywhere from $100,000 up to $5-10 million a year. And I get it. I get it. That's the American way. But don't pretend to think that you know and you can transfer your experience to somebody else and tell why they are or are not doing something. People would say, I love education because it gives you, you understand the importance of it. No, I didn't. I found out later the power of it, and then I switched. Otherwise, I was just an average student. I didn't see the utility or the logic in getting straight A's when we both graduated with the same degree. The problem is white culture and white society uses that as a weed out. Oh, you can't come over here, you can't go over there, you can't go to school here. And then they start telling people, which is weird because they take your U.S. News and World Report, they take your report on your school and you tell what your school did. And basically they say that the bigger your endowment, the better your school, which is idiotic, but that's why Harvard is number one. You got a bigger endowment. Well, if you got an endowment, that means that you can get everything done and you don't have any issues because most issues in college is money. And if you can pay for every kid that goes there to pay for their education, you're golden. So they're number one. Makes no sense to me. Cindy said, right is detectable. Each family is different, and who sets the standard? The family does. Here's the problem. We have to stop going in and telling people what we think. The government is not in charge of me, and the government is not in charge of my family. I am. My spouse is, not the government. So unless I am impeding that person's civil rights by spanking them and committing child abuse, or spanking them and committing, or not spanking them, or not feeding them and committing child neglect, there's not a lot you get to say about how I raised my kid until they come out in the public. And then when they come out in the public and all hell breaks loose, they get to deal with a different system called the justice system. And that is what we're seeing today. The justice system has not interacted with those children. Most of those kids didn't get charged with state crimes. They got charged with resisting an officer. You can write them a ticket. Write them a ticket. Write them a ticket. Be done. But this summer, somebody's going to jail. And then they're going to prison. Somebody may lose their life. Then what? Why do we wait until it's so drastic that we can almost not change it and then talk about doing something? These kids have been doing this nonsense for decades, and nobody's ever done anything. Every time somebody touch a black child, oh my God, it's racism. No, your child is a criminal, and they committed a crime. And if your child was the victim of a crime, you would want that person to be held accountable. So now your child is the actor in a crime, and they need to be held accountable. That's just, as they say, how the cookie crumbles. The little colloquialisms. It's Friday. Cindy said, I pray we don't lose another generation. What other generation did we lose? What generation did we lose? I don't know what generation we've lost. I know we lost the older boomers because, 60s, they just kind of got jacked. You say many in the 1980s. You mean the older millennials? I think older millennials are doing great. I'm watching some of the older millennials around in their mid-40s. They're doing great. They're not with that nonsense. And let me go back to the one, the kids right. So Cindy said right is debatable. And I said detectable. I was wrong. Each family is different, and who sets the standard? Well, rethinking what you said, I have to go back to what Crystal said. If you raise your kid right, you won't have to spank them. When I spanked my children, they were, I don't know, maybe toddlers, 2 or 3 years old, had a diaper on. And when you puff their diaper, poof, 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 they get, because it's right? They're about to touch an outlet, put a penny in or do something dumb. No harm, no foul, just a lot of air. Poof. But it shocked them. Oh, I guess I shouldn't be doing that. No, you shouldn't. Don't do that. But actual spanking, never did it. You know why? Because I was dad. I was dad. I could look at my kids like, what? And they would change. Whoa, okay. The look. You know the look your mama gave you. Except I never had to follow through because they responded. As long as you do what I ask you to do, and this is me, my wife disagreed. As long as you do what I ask you to do and you conform to what I'm asking, I don't care if you slam a door, you could break a glass, you do whatever you want to do. You got to clean it up. You could scream, you could holler, throw a tantrum. I don't care. As long as you're doing what I ask you to do. Go to bed. Go to your room. And you stomp up the stairs, I'm going to stomp behind you. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I guess we're both stomping now. But they're going to their room. They're doing what I asked them to do. I'm fine with that. And when they find out that that doesn't move you, guess what? It stops. Oh, I can't get a rise out you? No. Crystal said older millennials are closer to Gen Xers. No, they're not. Gen Xers rock. No, they don't. Gen X, y'all the reason why we got these knucklehead kids out here. It's your fault. Trying not to say that nonsense. Especially on pop-off. Anybody want to pop off? 833-212-1017 is the number. I dare you. Gen Xers rock. Gen Xers are the reason why I can't. I actually had a Gen Xer tell me that boomers were too hard on their Gen X kids. That's why they raised their kids so soft. I'm like, that's the dumbest logic I've ever heard in my life. Dumb with a capital D. Makes absolutely no sense. Well, that's the way you raised us. Oh, so that's your excuse. And then I remember, okay, excuses. Tools of the incompetent. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Okay, right. I don't get it. 833-212-1017 is the number. It's Pop-Off Friday. Let me double-check the weather. 47 minutes after the hour. Boom, 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 boom. Waiting for the 41 degrees. Feels like 34. Winds are from the northeast at 12 miles an hour. The low tonight is 36. Currently 41 degrees. When we come back, Evers' executive order, he wants to bring something back that I thought we didn't have, but guess I was wrong.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I need to let you know the award-winning Tory Lowe Show can now be streamed live on YouTube. How? Every day from 1 to 4. Truth Nation, I am now bringing all the smoke on YouTube every single weekday. Hey, how? I need you to go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and check out the award-winning Tory Lowe Show live every afternoon. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube. Now that's powerful.
As the White House threatens to take over state elections, restrict abortion nationwide, and take away our health care, the Wisconsin Supreme Court is the last line of defense for our rights. That's why the Supreme Court election on April 7th is so critical. The ACLU does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to make an informed decision. When it comes to abortion rights, Maria Lazar supported overturning Roe v. Wade and is endorsed by groups that want to ban abortion. Chris Taylor voted against abortion bans and defended abortion rights while working with Planned Parenthood. And on the issue of voting rights in Wisconsin, Maria Lazar defended efforts to rig elections for one political party through extreme gerrymandering of congressional and legislative districts. Chris Taylor opposes rigging the system with extreme partisan gerrymandering. On April 7th, stand up for our rights. Paid for by American Civil Liberties Union, Incorporated.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we don't leave success to chance. We're designed for it. With strong support, high expectations, and a team committed to excellence, our educators turn belief into outcomes every day. If you believe every child deserves an excellent education, join Milwaukee College Prep. Apply today. Visit mkeprep.com/jobs.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg offices. One call, that's all.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Is this a cool sweater with patches? It's a professor sweater. You don't like it?
No, it looks like Mr. Rogers would wear it.
It looks like Mr. Rogers would wear it. Are you calling me Mr. Rogers, or are you just saying it looks like Mr. Rogers?
It looks like Mr. Rogers would wear it.
So you're saying I look like Mr. Rogers. I don't care what you think.
Then why would you ask me?
Why would you say it?
Because you asked me. Am I going to be rude and just look at you and not respond?
You could just say I have no thought. How tall are you? See? Not a problem. If you don't want to answer, not a big deal. How long is your beard? How many inches? That one guy is about an hour behind everybody else. He put in the chat, F-15 fighter jet just got shot down over Iran. The pilot was rescued after ejected. One of them was. There's one still missing. That's the first one. They're reporting now that another one was killed. Not killed. Another one was shot down. B said, do you think that once a child is able to make decisions on their own, at what age is that? You got to qualify that question. At what age? They will do whatever they want no matter how they were raised. If you raise them with good critical thinking skills, they'll make mistakes, but sure, yeah, they will. Preferably at 25. Preferably at 25. Crystal said, what does my button say? It's not a button, it's a sticker. And it says, I voted early this time. See? Wait a minute, which side of this side? Say, I voted early this time. and some kid drew the little thing. I voted early this time. Move over a little bit. How's that? See, I voted early this time. See? All right. And so, because I got to work the polls on Tuesday, and it didn't make any sense trying to do both and wake up and go here and do there, and I had to be there at the same time. So I said, what the heck, I may as well just go. So I went, voted, be done. The one day it rained so bad this week, I needed an umbrella to get in. I went in. Guess how many people were voting when I was in there? Give me a number. Hit me on the talk and text line 833-212-1017 or the YouTube chat. How many people do you think were in there to vote when I was in there? That one guy got it right on the first hit, too. Me and somebody else. There were more workers there than there were voters at the time. Hopefully it picked up and people came later and all that. 2. Midterm elections. People don't care. People don't care. Crystal said, I'm voting on Tuesday. I typically vote on election day. Okay. And as we get closer and we talk about elections, I want to talk about whether or not we should be able to have a national holiday for voting or a local holiday. We need to make it a holiday to vote so people can go vote. We need to be able to vote early. Like the polls should be open like 2 days, 4 weeks out, and then 2 days, right, each week up until Election Day. And then count the votes that it's all electronic anyway, so I don't understand why people are talking about, we got paper ballots. As long as the number matches the number on the tape and the number that got sent downtown, you're done. Like there's not a lot to do. But for some reason, we just run into issues. That one guy said, I care. Okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. So in the 5 o'clock hour, we got Top 5 at 5 coming up. We got Gruber. So sometime during that time, we're going to be doing a qualifier for Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. Because we gave it to Shirley and she bought her a truck. And I'm saying, what's up? She ain't gave me a ride in the truck, but she didn't even send me a picture. Didn't even send a picture. I want to see a picture. That's what I want to see. Crystal say the number of people who sat out voting in 2024 is nuts. They all had excuses. No, they didn't. It's your constitutional right not to vote. It's a privilege to vote, but if you decide to exercise your privilege by not voting, that is your right. So you can't trash people for not voting. You can't trash people for not voting, but actually complaining because they pay taxes. So either way, I got juice in the game. I got juice. We have to get that mentality out. Sometimes they're so bad, they just don't want to vote for nobody. But I got to vote Democrat no matter what. Okay. But at least do that and ask people for something. Don't just vote for them, let them get in office, and then crickets. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. We got Top 5 at 5 up next.
At Junior Achievement, students learn how innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship can turn a simple idea into something that changes an industry. With support from Cost Corporation, students are discovering how engineering, product design, and smart marketing bring great ideas to life. From pioneering studio headphones to building a brand recognized around the world, Cost shows students how technology and creativity shape the way we experience music. Learn more at ja.org.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. First things first, 41 degrees at 2 minutes after the hour. Let me see. Good Life said 2. So him and that one guy were correct. So I told him he nailed it. And then Craig Craig basically said Gen Z are not the reason we got these crazy kids out here at all. Most Gen Z, this is what he said. Most Gen Z grew up with responsibilities and parents who checked us. My reply was, can you say latchkey kids? Yeah, okay. All right, let me see what they're talking about on Talking Text line before I go. Let me see who we voted yesterday. That one guy is getting plasma. He said, ouch, they just got the needle in. Oh, stop being a wuss. Toughen up. Crystal said the reason why some people don't like hearing people who don't vote complain is because the only way to change things is to vote. Not true. Not true. Not true. That's the lie we've been telling. Watch this. That's the lie we've been telling, and nothing's changed. So what if we change by voting? I'm not talking about those big splashy things like abortion and transgender this or sports that or the. I'm talking about in your life what has actually changed. Nothing. Nothing. Because your quality of life is local. The people that are already in office control the quality of your life. If your streets are crappy and they don't clean them up, that's on them. I call my alderman, text them directly. Hey, y'all need to send the street sweepers. When are we going to get these twigs picked up? When are we going to get the leaves picked up? Where's the schedule to pick up the leaves? Because you usually send it out. It's by email. Where's the schedule to pick up the leaves and the twigs and all that so we can start cleaning up this neighborhood because it's spring? Oh, you want to wait till No, you might have to do it twice. You have to you work for the city. You got to actually work. And they do. They work hard. They work hard. But at some point, we got to do it. I got to walk out every day, pick up crap around my house because all the high school kids that walk by dump their trash. There's somebody that parks in front of my house every night between 1 and 5 in the morning, and they dump, after they eat in their car, they dump all their food out in my front yard and drive away every single morning. So I'm going to have to get a camera pointed out there, get an angle where I can get their plate, call the police, say, hey, here's the video footage. See that? Yeah, there you go. So you can't use my footage. So then why don't you come get the footage, and then we'll be good. And so that's what you have to do. It just makes no sense. We just let things go on and on and on and on and on, and then we blame, you didn't vote. It has nothing to do with somebody who's already in office or already in public service doing the job. Do their job. 833-212-1017 is the number. Good Life said, I'm a her, you called me him. How would I know that? Unless you just told me. Sorry. I default to him. I'm a man. That's like most women default to her. You're a woman. Calling me out, Good Life. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for correcting me. See, that was harmless. How they typed it in caps. I'm a her. Hollering at me. Woo. I feel so intimidated and lost. I think I'm going to go cry now. I think I'm going to go cry. Hey, I found a study where it said a new DNA test could actually be the key to saving black women.
Number 5.
From theroot.com, a new study, DNA, a breast cancer diagnosis can be especially scary for black women. I think it can be especially scary for any woman. However, while we develop breast cancer less often than white women, they're more likely to die from it. A new study suggests that DNA could be the key to curbing racial disparities in breast cancer survival. Got it? Okay, let's read more. To put the odds in perspective, black women have a 4% lower chance incident rate of breast cancer than white women do. Let me say that again. Black women have a 4% lower incidence rate of breast cancer than white women. But when they get it, they have a 40% higher mortality rate. That means 40% more of them die. That's according to the American Cancer Society. While socioeconomic and geographical disparities, I don't know why we keep calling stuff disparities. They're just using the word disparity, and it makes it sound really bad. But they're just differences Anyway, like being uninsured or underinsured and lacking access to medical care contribute to higher rates of death. A published study in NPJ breast cancer found a missing link. Black women were twice as likely to have aggressive tumors as white women, and traditional testing often missed this type of tumor. So, according to breastcancer.org, traditional testing includes categorizing breast cancer. New study took a different approach, analyzing tumor DNA. Led by Sonia Reed, a black physician and assistant professor of medicine at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, the researchers examined tumors for more than 1,000 black and white women. All had HR positive or HR2 negative early breast cancer with comparable age and their menopause status. Researchers used genomic tests to examine tumor DNA and guide treatment. The specific tests were MammaPrint and Blueprint. They found that despite varying levels of tumor aggression, the 3-year outcome between black and white women were the same, essentially erasing the survival gap. According to Pharmaphorium, the findings suggest that black women, you ready? Here's the whole point of this story. Black women with breast cancer have been undertreated. DNA-guided treatment helped to improve outcomes and actually reduce the risk of cancer reoccurrence. So that is good to hear. I'm sure that study will be ongoing, and as I hear about it, I will let you know. You know, we're finding today, and I guess I got to be careful, free speech can actually cost you.
Number 4.
This from WISN.com. Salah Sansar, president of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee, has been detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, prompting widespread calls for his release from elected officials and community leaders. Sansar, a Palestinian immigrant and businessman who has lived in the Milwaukee area for decades, is described by supporters as a legal U.S. resident. Family said yesterday he's been a permanent resident in the U.S. for more than 30 years and has sent all of 6 of his children who are U.S. citizens through college. Adman Atta, the executive director of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee, said at a news conference yesterday afternoon he was targeted for one thing: he dared to stand up to the Israeli government. His son, Kareem Sansar, said he is a person that we need to celebrate. People like him are people that we need to celebrate in our community, raise high, appreciate everything they've accomplished in their lives, not kidnapped in broad daylight. So the Muslim Legal Fund of America is representing Sansar in removal proceedings expected to be held in Chicago. In a statement, they said his car was pulled over on Monday and more than 10 federal agents surrounded Sansar in Milwaukee before he was taken into custody by the Department of Homeland Security. He has since been moved to a holding facility in Indiana. His legal team says because the government appears to be using the immigration system to target individuals, this is why they claim he's been detained, to target individuals for protected speech related to Palestine and Palestinians. That'll be interesting. So we'll see how that fight goes. And as we talked about it earlier, a U.S. fighter jet was shot down over Iran.
Number 3.
Let me see if I can get an update to this story to see if they've updated anything on this particular story. Let me see. A U.S. fighter jet has been shot down over Iran, 3 U.S. sources said, confirming Iranian state media reports. The U.S. forces have launched search and rescue efforts, 2 of the sources said, and one of the 2 crew members has been rescued and is in U.S. custody. 2 of the U.S. sources said, anyway, blah, 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 blah. They confirmed that the aircraft was a F-15E Strike Eagle fighter jet aircraft that can carry out air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. They typically are crewed by a pilot and a weapons systems officer. One is in U.S. custody. The other one is not, and it's been reported through WISN, through the app, that a second fighter plane has also been shot down. So we'll be looking and waiting for an update regarding that. And we talked about the killer, or the alleged killer, in Kenosha, where the woman was found dead. Well, they've been caught and charged.
Number 2.
This from CBS 58. A tense manhunt in Kenosha is now over, as we reported, and a homicide suspect is in custody following a shelter-in-place that happened on yesterday. The scene is now clear, but earlier they had packed the area with cops near 75th Street and 23rd Avenue in Kenosha searching for homicide suspect Marcus Plaza. He's now in custody, but for area residents, the moments leading up to that arrest were intense and unfolding right before their eyes. He has now been charged. So, and let me see what the charge was. So, yeah, he's been charged. And I'm looking at a picture of the person that he allegedly killed. And inside the home, officers say they found a woman dead in the basement with a knife in her eye. A family member identified her as Plaza's estranged wife, 28-year-old Michaela Plaza. And I can't see up close. Let me see if I can make this picture. It's driving me crazy. Let me see if I can make this picture bigger. But from the looks of it, let me see. They're wearing a uniform with a star, so I don't know if they work for a police department or work for some area. But nearly 30 hours after he fled, Kenosha police had him surrounded. New intelligence information said they might be in a business, and so they went in. We talked about yesterday that he was hiding in a basement. So they didn't know he was in a basement, and none of the people there, none of the owners and the patrons were harmed, and so he was taken into custody. So that is an unfortunate story, and we will keep you abreast of any information that may come to light.
Number 1.
You heard it on the Tory Lowe Show, and now you're hearing it from me. The jury found Tremaine Jones guilty in the killing of Milwaukee Police Department officer Kendall Carter. Jones was convicted of 4 charges, including first-degree intentional homicide, attempted first-degree intentional homicide for Officer Christopher McCrae. If I remember correctly, recklessly endangering safety when you fire off a firearm where in an area where people are present. That is recklessly endangering safety or having utter disregard for human life, and for possession of a short barrel gun, I believe. So yeah. So he was found guilty of all 4 counts, and will have his day in court for sentencing June 12th.
One call, that's all.
Hey, Truth Nation, now is your chance to be our one call. That's all. Gruber 5K giveaway entry for today. Yes, you can be entered in to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number. What number, Zach? I'm going to let you pick the number. Nothing? Caller number 0? What call number? Give me some fingers, something. Caller number 4. He said caller number 4, yes? That's just 1. That finger's 1. The other 4 fingers, which included that finger, is 4. Be caller number 4 right now at 833-212-1017. You can be entered in to win the $5,000 giveaway with the award-winning 1017 The Truth and Gruber Law Offices. Again, that's caller number 4. 833-212-1017 is the number. Remember, if you or a loved one has ever been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Offices today. Visit them at gruber-law.com. That's gruber-law.com for official contest rules. Visit my favorite website, 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Brunch plans? Happy hour plans? Either way, get loaded. At Loaded Spud, we turn the classic baked potato into a full-on flavor experience. Swing through for brunch favorites like shrimp and grits and chicken and waffles, then come back after work for happy hour in our loaded bowls, paired with cold drinks and a laid-back vibe. Enjoy happy hour from 4 until 10 p.m. with special prices on loaded potato favorites and drinks. Bring your friends and get your Spud on. Big portions, big flavor, no ordinary bar food. There's always a good time to get loaded. Stop in today at 789 North Water Street or visit online at letsgetloaded.online.
Redlining happened here. Some neighborhoods are still left behind. When decisions are made about our blocks, our homes, and our families, we deserve to be heard. The Milwaukee County Office of Equity and Empower invites you to help us tell the story of wealth by taking a short survey online. What do you need to build wealth for your family, business, or neighborhood? Take the survey and be entered in to win concert tickets, cash prizes, and more. Take the survey now through the end of March at mkestoryofwealth.com. That's mkestoryofwealth.com.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, every day after Top 5 at 5, I'm going to check the talk and text line. So you have anything you want me to read, anything you want me to respond to, anything you need to say, make sure you do it either during my Top 5 at 5 or right before 5 o'clock, and then that's where I'm going. So I'm letting you know today, since y'all be crying, you start complaining, you didn't say Top 5 at 5. Yes, I'm poking Ari and Kwanda. You didn't say 5 at 5. So, anyway. so yeah, make sure if you have any questions, and so that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to check to see if you have any questions or anything you wanted to say, anything you wanted to look at. All right, we'll be able to do that. 22 minutes after the hour, 40 degrees. Showers are in the vicinity. Feels like 35. Winds are from the northeast at 5 miles an hour. Low tonight is, again, 36 degrees. So we'll see how all that shakes out by tomorrow. It's not going to be a fun day tomorrow. I'm just letting you know it's not going to be fun. But we'll figure it out, right? Because we always do. Let me check my talk and text line. Vote on Tuesday. Voted early, no longer in lines. Babar said, yep, I agree with Dr. Ken. Crystal said, did you read how the victim in Kenosha requested a restraining order and she was denied by a judge in Kenosha? But we don't know why. So I don't know how that corresponds to it. We can't just take one line and say, look, they didn't give it to her. Well, we don't know why. We don't know why. Unfortunately, and the reason I say that is because unfortunately, judges have pretty much, unless there's misconduct in office, they have pretty much absolute immunity. So if they mess up something, it's kind of like, too bad, so sad. I've been playing that T.I. ever since you dropped it in first in study hall, Dr. Ken. Leave me alone about multitasking and working. Wait a minute. You mean that? You got it now? All right. See how you cause trouble? Quanda said, hey. Y'all crazy. You all are crazy. Any other questions? What questions y'all got? What questions? What questions you got? Hit me in the talking text line, 833-212-1017, or you could just drop it in the YouTube chat and tell me what's on your mind. Because I do have a question for you. I do have a question. This is my question for Truth Nation, all right? So don't get mad. Well, hang on. Let me double check this to make sure. Everything's muted. Yeah, you good? Okay. So don't get mad. All right? Don't get upset because y'all be getting beside yourself when I ask you questions. Hey, what about question? Do this and blah blah. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. Here it is. Here it is. If Milwaukee had a theme song, what would it be and why? 833-212-1017 is the number. You can hit me in the YouTube chat. What would Milwaukee's theme song be? I'm just asking. Put it in the chat. Because I have my own of what I think Milwaukee's theme song should be. And so I want to hear from you. All the artists on all of Spotify, all of Apple Music and Google Play, and everywhere you got music throughout history, throughout time. Pick a song that when you think about Milwaukee, that song pops up. Any takers? I dare y'all. Give me a song. I asked somebody this question earlier. You know what they told me? I gave them the answer Zach gave me when I asked the question and I didn't open my mouth. They said Song Sung Blue. I was like, you mean like Neil Diamond Song Sung Blue? You mean like the movie they made here that was, I think, nominated for some Academy? What? Song Sung Blue? I'm done. I just looked at him like, I gave him the Zach stare. That's what Zach gave me. He just sat there and looked. And you could see the words coming out of his head. That's stupid. SC, I need a song, not an artist. Did Al Jarreau make a song called Milwaukee? I don't know. Let me check Spotify. Let me see. Al Jarreau. Yeah, he did. Wow, he did. He did. He made a song, Milwaukee. Let me see how the song sound. Now, I know Al Jarreau is from Milwaukee. When we come back, I'm going to play my comeback music is going to be the song that I think is Milwaukee's theme song, because Milwaukee by Al Jarreau is like too boring. I'm just saying. Somebody said, Ludacris, move. Get out the way. Okay. And roll out. Quanda, you rolled out. So I don't know if you could use that, because you kind of rolled out. So that's, wow. That was mean. And now with the final traffic check of the day, and then we'll hear music on Milwaukee's theme song that I choose. Here's Debbie Lazaga.
Not too bad. It's a pretty good Friday ride. Northbound 41, a little bit backed up from Mayfair Road up to Burleigh. Pretty typical because there's construction there. Eastbound 94, looking a little bit tight from Mitchell Boulevard to 35th. And then on eastbound 894, backing up just a bit out of the Hale interchange towards Forest Home. Traffic is brought to you by Geist Garage Doors. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Showers and storms, mostly cloudy skies too, with a low of 37. Tomorrow morning, rain showers likely with a high of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Hey fans, John Kuhn here, team captain of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And there's a reason it's considered the Midwest premier place to bet on all your favorite sports. The full bar, awesome dining, 2,000 square foot screen, and nearly 100 betting kiosks makes for an unbeatable playbook. Bet above the rest, only at Potawatomi Sportsbook in Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
The worst kind of whites, not that I'm picking on white folks, but you know how it goes, is the ones that think that they will lose something if this country becomes more fair and equal. I'm going to say that again. The worst kind of white people are the ones that think that if a black person gets a job and gets an opportunity, and they ignore how hard the black person had to work and the racism, the bigotry, and the discrimination, and just how people turn their noses up at smart black people. They hate us. And the black person works really hard and overcomes maybe generational curses of poor health and poverty and all of those things. And we got to deal with the police and the criminal justice system that doesn't often have our backs. And then the black person gets a job, gets an opportunity, and a white person sees that and thinks that they lost. Those are the worst kind.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 101.7 The Truth.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
The
Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. Just 6 games left for the Milwaukee Bucks in the regular season. Tonight they host the Boston Celtics after losing to the Rockets in Houston Wednesday, 119-113. Tip-off is at 7. You can hear coverage of the game starting at 6:30 on our sister station, 94.5 ESPN. The Brewers are off to a 5-1 start of the season. Bryce Terang says it was certainly a successful homestand.
We showed every style of game with the homers, the stolen bases, the walks, hit by pitches. When we play like that, it's going to be really hard to beat us.
Terang also touched on the crew creating havoc while taking 15 bases during the hot start.
The thought of us running or stealing a base or taking an extra base can maybe cause a little rushed or a little confusion or anything. So
they now travel to Kansas City to face the Royals this weekend. First pitch is tonight at 6:45. I'm Xavier Spencer, and this is the Truth Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. That's a Milwaukee song. It's a Milwaukee theme song. All the way turned up. I'm just saying. So, if you're going to play a song for Milwaukee, Milwaukee's all the way turned up. However you think. 833-212-1017 is the number. SC said, yeah, Quanda, the aunties and uncles will be back outside this summer. I ain't coming outside this summer. I am not coming out this summer. I'm not. It's crazy. It's crazy this summer. I am not coming out. Y'all can come out if y'all want to. When I come out, I'm leaving the city. I'm not staying in the city in the summer. I'm not sitting outside on my porch. I'm not going for a walk. If I work out, I'm going somewhere where there ain't no people to work out. If I'm going to go for a run, I'm going somewhere else. I am not running in Milwaukee. Police might get me. We're saying right there's a black man running down the street. Oh my God, he's got a gun. I don't have a gun. It's my hand. Boom. I'm kidding. But sometimes that happens. And so you got to be careful. You have to be careful in the city of Milwaukee. That's just me. Might be a little on the other side of overly cautious, but it can be dangerous here. Somebody put in the chat, if I remember correctly, let me see the number. I got to go back. 215 in 2022. Yep, we were talking about that. Sonny did. That's a lot of shot people. Let me see. Check the total today. Isn't that a shame that the Journal Sentinel has a homicide database? Like they actually track homicides. There have been 0 homicides in 2026. That's 25 fewer than last year to date. 0. Can we keep it that way? Can we actually keep it that way? Watch this. Kenosha has had more homicides. I wonder how many homicides have been. Kenosha has had more homicides than Milwaukee right now, year to date. Oops, I can't even spell homicide. Homicide count in 2026. See, it's just showing the one. It's just showing the one. Let me do this and see if I can get a new number. Looks like they've had just one. So they've had just one. So they've got, it's a terrible thing to say. They've got more homicides in Kenosha than they have in Milwaukee. What about Racine in 2026? So there was a shooting in Racine March 10th. A teenager dead after shooting in the morning hours of March 10th. Try to think if that's the same. Yep, there's one. So Racine and Kenosha have more homicides than Milwaukee. Let's check Waukesha. I can't even spell today. Nope, there was a house shooting, but no. So let's check. Nope, none in Milwaukee County. So around here, Milwaukee County's doing pretty good year to date. Now watch somebody say, you just jinxed us. I don't believe in jinxing. I don't believe in jinxing. I just checked. Milwaukee has not had any homicides in 2026. They've had shootings, right? So watch this. What's the technicality I'm leaving out? Anybody know? 833-212-1017. Anybody know the technicality I'm leaving out? Anybody know? If you look at the database, it says 0. It's called killed, not unalived. You don't unalive people. Like, that's ridiculous, Crystal. Stop saying that. They were killed. It was a homicide. Let's not soften it. It is what it is. Think about that. We've had a good number of homicides in Milwaukee County. But everything's saying 0. Why is that? Anybody remember? So watch this. You ready? Well, no, I'm going to give it a little time. 833-212-1017 is the number. You can get me there on the YouTube chat. How? Anybody? Somebody said, Todd said the theme from Laverne and Shirley. You are fired. Get out, Todd. See, part of the problem with that song, about the theme song from Milwaukee, is that there were never any black people in Laverne and Shirley. Did you notice that? Like ever. Like never. The Fonz either, if you think about it. Henry Winkler. Nobody. So, I guess. Okay. She said, I only said that to avoid YouTube censors. They are weird. Okay. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that, because I thought she was on that unlived. Like, what? Ew. That's like saying unhoused people. You mean they don't, like, what? That just makes no sense. And I start to question people that pick up lingo like that instead of just calling something what it is. I've never understood. Somebody said the Law. SC said the Law and Order theme song. Dum dum. That is good. That is good. Wow. So the only time that happens, the only person that can dictate whether or not something is a homicide or not is the medical examiner's office. And if the medical examiner's office doesn't give you a definitive statement that this is a homicide, it's not a homicide. You got to have been shot up, blown up, burned up, cut up. It's not a homicide until medical examiner says a homicide. So they got to update their database and keep watching it and make sure that they do it. We've got to be at least at 10 or 20, maybe. At least. I remember one week we had about 9 shootings in a weekend, and two people died a couple weekends ago. So we know that that's the case, that we've had more. They just have to update it and get the official number from the medical examiner's office, and then they'll know definitively what that particular number is. I think it's a little weird that we do that. But the decision has to lie in one person. And that one person happens to be the medical examiner. So, yeah, that has to be the medical examiner. What you playing with? What you in there playing with?
Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
Somebody gave a theme song thingy.
Okay. We still looking for theme songs. Quanda, where you going? You ain't going nowhere. You better hang around. Where you going? You can't leave. You can leave. But Quanda, you have a great and safe weekend too. I'm still looking for theme songs. Law and Order theme. I can't believe you said that, S.E. I cannot believe you said that. The Law and Order theme? Wow. Nate said, finally, when you seen what you look like after listening for a few weeks. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thanks for listening. I appreciate that. But it's I don't know. Quanda said, I'm the head of this class. I leave when I want others leave when you dismiss them. No, that's not how that works. You're a student in class like everybody else. You don't leave till I say you leave. I dismiss this here piece. I do.
Wow, that's crazy.
She's in charge. I'm the head of the class. The teacher's the head of the class. I bet you was trouble when you was in school. I bet you was trouble. And look, she telling me be quiet. Be quiet. Are you kidding? Oh, I am so hurt. Quanda, you just hurt my feelings. I'm going to sit here and cry now. Can I get some criers? It's Friday afternoon, 44 minutes after the hour. Can I get a little crying here somewhere? Can I get a little bit of whining? And I'm sorry. Can I get some Gen X and some she just say she's a student counselor. Drop the mic. Okay, we can block Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real. We can block Quanda. Who else want to get blocked? Who else? SE should be blocked for saying the Law and Order thing for Milwaukee. That is just too much. That is just too much. Too much. Roll out by Ludacris. Oh, I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Quanda said, wow. I think Quanda and Sincere got something going on. She said, thanks, babe, and then gave him a heart, like a red heart. Wow. Aww. Wow. Crystal said, time for me to fly. Who made that? Time for me to fly. Let's see. Babar, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense at all. So let me see. Time for me to fly. Do, 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 do. 1, 4, 2. So who made that? REO Speedwagon? You know Zach has never heard of REO Speedwagon. Have you heard REO Speedwagon before? Wow. Wow. You've never heard of REO Speedwagon?
No, I don't plan on it.
What do you mean you don't plan? I thought you liked all kind of music. I'm telling you, any phone call will do. Yeah, REO Speedwagon is not it. Who? Let me find out who suggested that. Let me look at the YouTube chat to see who suggested that. Crystal said, "Oh my God, it's just a good song." Really, Crystal, we got to talk. Crystal, 833-212-1017 is the number. Crystal needs an intervention. REO Speedwagon, Crystal needs an intervention. Lucretia said a long time ago that LaQuanda is a student body president, but the student body president don't run the class. You know what I'm saying? Crystal said that is for you because you keep talking about leaving. Oh, y'all funny. Oh, that's a good song. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Oh, you just hurt my feelings. Really? What was it? What was it? What was the theme song?
It's called Stay by Georgia Fan.
Country Western? No, turn it off. Turn it off. We don't do country western on this. Ever. We don't ever do country and western. Ever. You hear me? Ever. Unless it's just one person. Unless it's Mickey Guyton. If it ain't Mickey Guyton, it don't get played on here. I can think of another person too. But she texted me the other day. And Zach, remember the one I showed you? And I was telling Zach, hey, you see this? And he was like, oh, you don't know her. And I text her and she texted me back, hey, let's go to this. She was like, huh? I was like, yep. Only two people. Two. That's it. That's it. Okay. I got 30 seconds. That one guy. Go.
Hey, happy Easter, Dr. Ken.
Happy Easter.
And, yeah, thank you. And I want to recommend Junior Kimbrough, I Love You, Baby. See if you heard that one.
For the City of Milwaukee song?
No, it's an artist from like the 80s, 70s.
I'm asking for songs for the City of Milwaukee song.
Yeah, that'd be one.
Okay. All right, thank you much. I appreciate it. Maybe.
Come in with straight truth.
We can do anything when it comes to being organized, when it comes to making sure that we're active, when it comes to making sure that we're holding people accountable and making sure that we get something out of the deal. Y'all don't know how to make deals. Y'all mad at Donald J. Trump because he's trying to make deals or trying to say that he's the master of the art of the deal. Well, okay, what deals is you trying to make?
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
At UW Credit Union, we have best-in-class technology and peopleology. Like if you lose your card, you can stop by in-branch for a same-day replacement, or you can have a new one instantly issued to the app. So whether you prefer interacting with our snappy online interface or our in-person regular faces, UW Credit Union is always here for every you. And whichever you choose, it's the best of both worlds. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
The baked potato just became the main event. At Loaded Spud, we take comfort food and turn it into something bold. Fresh baked potatoes piled high with creative toppings like buffalo chicken, steak and cheese, and classic loaded favorites, all made fresh and built to satisfy. Big flavor, generous portions, no shortcuts. It's fast, affordable, and proudly local. Loaded Spud, Milwaukee's most unexpected comfort food. Stop in today at 789 North Water Street or visit online at www.letsgetloaded.online. I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
First, I want to say congratulations to Antoine. He was our qualifier today for the one call. That's all Gruber Law offices. And so he was caller number 4. So congrats to him. Some of y'all crazy because I mean, I like the Law and Order, but SE, come on now. Come on now. You could do better. Somebody said taxes. Somebody said the song from Laverne and Shirley, Wild Wild West, which one? And Hot Fun in the Summertime. Wow. Y'all going way back. Is that a reflection of your age or sampling? I don't know. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Kid Harris. Have a blessed weekend. Make sure you celebrate Easter, resurrection of Jesus Christ, and it's going to be a fun weekend. Today is Good Friday, so have a quiet, solemn evening in contemplation of all the things that happened this weekend several millennium ago. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. God bless. Take care. Be safe. It's supposed to rain later. Get a little cold. You know what I'm saying? Deuces. I'm out.
Be quiet.